Shit was almost all ice yesterday. Water's flowing, man. I mean, it's a lot of water, like I said before. But I wanted to just touch on this 26th day of No Excuses 2024 and just kind of point out some of the excuses that I hear a lot of the time. How did everybody, like, there's so many people with autoimmune deficiencies now? Didn't we used to call that AIDS? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, and people are like, oh, well, it's diseases of age. It's diseases of age and obesity. That's what it is. And eating shit, right? All these cancer rates are up. And people want to say, oh, it's the shot, or it's this, it's that. But also, I mean, it might be. But my thought is that these young kids now, you know, in their mid-20s and under, or even 30s and under, have been eating processed and junk food their whole entire lives, you know. When I was a kid, you didn't get much of that, you know. Not much. Anyway, I just, you know, you hear a lot of excuses from people. And I understand, you know, they're like, well, I'm sick, or I can't walk, or I can't do this, can't do that. Just remember this, folks, right? If you believe you can or you can't, you're correct. So sure, like, you might have some, like, the bone in my foot is still not fully healed, but it's gotten better. I've been on it every day, hiking, you know, doing squats, push-ups, all that stuff, you know, since August when I broke it. So, I mean, yeah, I could have made the excuse and been like, oh, my foot hurts, and, you know, and then even, I mean, I made so many excuses back in the day, you know. Oh, I can't quit dope, you know what I mean? I just can't do it. I can't be sick. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, you know. Oh, I can't, you know, exercise because my back hurts and my neck, and, you know, I get out of breath, and, you know, I got bronchitis and blah, 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 right? And I was correct. I couldn't do it back then because I wasn't willing to do it. I wasn't willing to put that, you know, I can't away and then swap it over with I will, I can, I am doing, right? I mean, you gotta set your intention, no matter what it is, you know, like I said before. You want to improve your relationship, you want to quit drugs, you want to quit alcohol, both. You want to, you know, improve your business, you want to, whatever it is, man, meet people, start a hobby, learn a new trade, you know, or a new skill that's marketable, you know, because a lot of people are going to be losing their jobs soon with this AI shit. I know nobody cares. They just think it's like the internet. They're like, it's like the internet on steroids. I'm like, no, it's completely different than that. Believe me. It's like the invention of the wheel or discovering fire. You'll see. But anyway, that's not my point. Just remember, folks, if you continue to make excuses over and over and over again, people are going to be making excuses for your early demise and why you were bedridden at the end of your life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing what I can today to mitigate some of those effects, right? I've lost 65 pounds, you know, I do this every day. You know, I try to take care of I take care of my mental health, I take care of my physical health, and I take care of my spiritual health, okay? And, you know, I try to make suggestions to the people I care about in my life, like, hey, you know, if you just did this, you did that. And, you know, sometimes those fall on deaf ears, especially if you're not doing the fucking work yourself. How are you going to tell somebody, hey, man, you should really exercise and blah, 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 you know, and you're not doing it? It ain't going to work, you know? It really isn't. But, you know, I'm not that guy today, you know? I'm a man of my word, you know? I'm a respectable person for the most part. And, you know, I love life now. I love life. I really do. I love life. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, I still get caught up in my head sometimes because, you know, I've come a long way so many times and then somehow threw it all away, either through an injury or, you know, whatever it was, bad feelings, and then I got high again, or just because, I wasn't about shit. So that was what my life was about, was getting high, and I felt that was part of the new counterculture rather than being a punk rocker or a skinhead back in the day or into underground hip hop or whatever, underground music scene. Like, that was somewhat, legit, and this shit is not, the drugs and alcohol, that's not a legit counterculture, I understand it takes you out of yourself, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, so my point is that I've gotten to a point many times before where I was doing really well, and then, what's the saying? Oh, I was just waiting for the next shoe to drop, right? But it was almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, because I didn't want to wait for somebody else to fucking ruin it for me. I'd rather ruin my life myself. Or as I called it before, I'd rather treat myself, right? Oh, I treat myself to heroin, which treats myself to freaking, agony, that treats my family to no money, no food, that treats me to obesity, that treats me to being unhealthy and robbing and stealing and cheating and lying. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of treat is that? Treat yourself to a fentanyl overdose, where your kids could find you, or your loved, your girl or something, your wife, whatever, husband. I'm not into treating myself that way anymore. And so that's what my point is. Like, sometimes I still, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, how long is this gonna last? How long is this gonna last? But when I stay consistent, stay determined, even when I'm, I got that consistency even when I don't have the determination, right? I still take strides forward, I don't walk around like I'm gonna try or I can't, it's like, no, I can do it. It might be hard, Most things are very hard up until the point till you master it. You know what I mean? You level up every time you get through some hard shit, You level up every time you get through that next shoe falling and you didn't get high. You didn't lash out at somebody else. You didn't treat your children or your girlfriend or your spouse like crap, right? And then on top of that, I don't treat myself like crap, right? I know I got this, I'm not saying that, I'm past any kind of fuck up. No. I'm not immune to any of that, I just keep getting further and further away from my last fuck up. Today, I change things without a fucking, a jackpot behind it. You know what I'm saying? But just remember, man, on this 25th day of no excuses for 2024, what is something that you want to change in your life? Change it. Start changing it today. Don't worry about yesterday. Yesterday's gone, man. You can't do shit about that. You sit thinking about yesterday, that's all regret, right? And then you get anxious because you're worrying about tomorrow. Don't worry about that shit. You got right now. Do it right now. Stand up. Walk around your room. Do a couple squats. Maybe do a couple push-ups. Like, beginning of last summer, I could barely squeeze out, bam, phone call. I could barely squeeze out 8 decent push-ups, Now I can do 50 at a whack. I can do more than that. But, I usually do 40 or 50, a couple times a day. And that's it, So again, on this 26th day of No Excuses 2024, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're gonna be correct. So which one do you want to believe? Do you want to believe that you're an abject failure? Abjunct, is that it? See, I gotta stop using those words I don't fucking fully understand or know how to pronounce. But do you want to be a failure? Or do you want to bet on your success? I'm betting on my success. Yeah, I'm a little old to get started, but none of us are too old to get started. I don't think many of us are too far gone to get started. Get started today, folks. Hey, I love you. Like, subscribe, and share. If you get value from this video, hit it up, man. You know what I mean? Let me know. Hit me up in the comments and let me know what you're doing today. Let me know if this motivates you. Let me know if you're a can or cannot. Peace.